to me the nameplate.
Judge Eboni K. Williams.
So the only thing that matters in this particular courtroom is how I see it. I am from North Carolina by way of Louisiana with some West Coast cool and a New York edge. Do we have a problem, ma'am?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
Equal justice is all about the most important values of our country: freedom, integrity, and those are the things that I'm striving for. Ma'am, you run your household, this man gets to run his. I decided to become an attorney and pursue the law. I wanted to be a voice for the voiceless. This court cannot hold this woman accountable. People from all sectors of life, black, white, purple, gay, straight, queer, and that's what equal justice with Judge Eboni K. Williams is all about.
Michael Baker claims a promoter hired him to perform at a comedy show, then refused to pay him after police shut the club down. Van Miles says the raid took place before Mr. Baker got on stage, so he hadn't earned his pay yet.
I've got Mr. Michael Baker as my plaintiff, Mr. Van Miles here as my defendant. Mr. Baker, I see you're suing for $1,600. Why are we in court today?
Yes, the young man next to me hired me as a stand-up comedian for an event he put together.
Are you funny?
I'm very funny.
Okay.
Extremely.
I can tell. Go ahead.
So he hired me for this event that he put together. I see like 2 or 3 weeks before this event. He came to a show I had and he seen me, thought I was hilarious, hyped me up, told me he wanted to be my manager. He had all these shows lined up for me. He had this big one coming up. He was willing to pay me $1,600 for a 20-minute set.
Okay.
It was quite a ways away. It was like a 2-hour drive. It was in Palmdale.
Okay. Oh, so, I know Palmdale. Yeah.
So I agreed. You know, I was like, let's go, let's do it. And
you bought it.
I bought it. You know, he's a great salesman. Get to the venue. You know, getting ready to do my thing. The event starts. Everything's going great. I go to get a drink from the bar. There's a guy in front of me. He's getting his drink, he goes to pay for his drink, whips out a badge, police start falling out the sky, running in. It was a big raid, big situation, terrified me to death.
In Palmdale?
In Palmdale, almost peed myself.
Wow, that's crazy.
It was crazy. I didn't even know they had that many police in Palmdale.
In Palmdale, me neither.
It was nuts.
He said the SWAT team was out.
They swatted us.
Man, that's crazy.
So I don't do well with police.
I'm sorry.
Obviously.
But that's not even funny. Okay, go ahead, sir. You're right. You funny.
got out of
You're
it.
very funny. Okay,
I exited left.
Okay. I'm sorry, you said you exited left.
I exited left.
So you did not perform, I take it?
I did not
There was
perform.
no event?
No event.
Okay. So were people arrested and, like, corralled? What happened?
I'm not exactly sure
Because you just left.
I know they shut it down.
Okay. Oh, it was shut down?
They shut it down.
Okay.
So I got out of there. I've seen the young man on my way out outside. He had like 3 cops in his face. I'm not talking to police. I'm not talking to him with police in his face. So I get out of there.
So you ain't help him or nothing?
No. I got out of there.
Okay.
I was scared for my life.
Okay, fair. Listen, in this climate, I get that. Okay, so you get out of Dodge. At what point do you reconnect with the young man?
I text him. I asked him if he was okay and if he noticed what happened, and he said yes. And I'm like, okay, so how are we doing this payment? And he's just like, what payment? And I'm like, I showed up, I was on time, I was an hour early, it drove 2 hours.
Right.
Only thing that he agreed to outside of the contract that I signed with him was I get to bring 1 person and free drinks that night. So, and I had a lot of people show up. Like I had
There
a lot
to buy drinks and honor the door.
That's right.
Yeah, okay.
That's right.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay.
I will ask you, do you have any proof of the $1,600? You have a receipt, a contract, anything between you and the young man?
Yeah, I do have. We do have a contract between us.
Go ahead and offer that up to my bailiff, sir.
Sure.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Before I get to my defendant here, okay, this is saying compensation is $1,600. It is in Palmdale. That was correct. This is important. The performance fee shall be paid to comedian in cash immediately following the performance.
Yes.
But also, promoters shall ensure the venue is adequately prepared, including appropriate seating arrangements for the audience. I'm seeing a flyer here for the event.
That's right.
Looks,
Yes, ma'am.
This looks to be great, a night of live comedy, music, and drinks. I do see the 21 and up. I do see a text, but before I get to that, let me hear from this defendant. Mr. Miles, you are a promoter and manager of talent such as this young man.
Yes, ma'am. I've been promoting for approximately 5 years.
Okay.
I've had an impeccable reputation thus far. What Mr. Baker failed to mention is in the contract, we did not have a clause for if anything was to happen, that he was to be compensated. It says in the contract, after he performs for 20 minutes, that's when he will be paid.
Let me ask you this. Had you worked with this venue before? Let's back up.
This would be my first time working with
So
this
this was
venue.
your first time working with this venue? And would
Yes.
this be your first time working with this young man?
Yes.
So is that part true, that you saw him perform, you approached him?
If I may give you a little backstory.
Please, go ahead.
I was contracted by Stellar Travel Magazine to book the entertainment for the launch party.
So wait, so that's important though, right, Mr. Miles? The fact is that this is your client.
Yes.
Right.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
I just feel like maybe he called the police.
Oh gosh. Okay.
He's
come
a
on,
very
come on now,
suspicious.
Mr. Baker. Mr. Baker. Now, I know are you one of those people that think everybody is the ops?
Nah, I just don't trust bald-headed people.
And later,
Looks like this was the listing for your actual apartment.
Yes, ma'am.
So, how'd that feel?
So I'm gonna be completely honest. We have sublet our apartment before.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. Closed captioning provided by This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with a dispute between Michael Baker and promoter Van Miles over an unpaid comedy booking.
I'm sure they gave you a budget.
Yeah.
Correct.
I had a $5,000 budget.
Got it.
I was supposed to take care of everything within that $5,000 budget as well
Including
as
his
booking the entertainment.
$1,600. That's
Yes.
where his money came from.
Yes, I offered him $1,600.
Okay.
After the performance.
I saw it.
Okay.
Okay. I can read. Thank God.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then what happened?
Unfortunately, the venue, Stellar Travel Magazine, their corporate office, assured me that everything was taken care of in the lines of the liquor license, all permits needed.
Because they took care of that.
That was
part.
not my department.
Got it. Okay. Continue.
So my main interest was to make sure that my entertainment was there timely, which he was very punctual. In fact, he came early. He was
That's
one of
what
the
he
first
said.
people at the bar.
Okay.
You know.
Can you teach me how to do that? Because I sure need some help.
It's
Go
a
ahead,
process.
Yeah, I'm
It's a-
quite
it's a
certain he can
process.
teach you how to drink.
Yeah.
Wow.
Woo. Okay, hold on now, hold on. He's ready to go. He's funny. You've done your job. You've
Yes,
booked
sir.
an exceptional talent who's on time, who drove 2 hours to get to Palmdale.
Yes.
And you both agree to that. So when does it go left, sir?
I'm in the process of making sure everything is. I'm dealing with the stage. I'm dealing with the sound engineer. As he walks in, he had his guests with him.
And did he have multiple guests?
He had to.
Okay, go ahead. That's a little different, but go ahead.
He acknowledged me. I acknowledged him. I didn't take the time to really speak with him because I wanted to make sure that when it was time for him to get on stage, everything was done properly. But you could overhear him. You know, he's talking to his friends, showing, look at the stage. He was like, "I'm about to tear it up tonight." The only
Well,
thing,
that's a performer. They
which
go
was
out
fine.
there.
Unfortunately,
Right.
his performance was not able to happen
Right.
because all of a sudden, I see the police coming in, there's a big raid. I wasn't sure what happened originally. I didn't know if it was a misunderstanding or a little tussle. That's what I
Had you
originally
gotten a
thought.
cocktail yourself yet?
No.
So you hadn't even been to the bar, so you knew nothing about alcohol
None
problem?
whatsoever. The
Okay.
bar is across the room.
Here's what I need to know, Mr. Miles. Are you finding out in real time, just like Mr. Baker and everybody
Exactly.
else, that there is a problem with the liquor license?
Yes.
You did not know that?
No, not until as he was walking out, we crossed eyes with each other, and he didn't say anything. I just kind of looked at him because I had 3 officers in front of me that I was talking to. They were.
Now, how do you feel with police? Because he said he don't do the police.
I have to interact with security. I want my entertainment to be safe. So
Good
if
point.
I need to deal with the police or the guards, I need to be able to be verbal with them and establish, an understanding of what's
Yeah.
going on.
Okay.
I think
So-
he's very connected to the police, honestly.
Okay. You say that like that's a bad thing.
Nah, because I just
You
feel
got-
like maybe he called the police.
Oh gosh. Okay.
He's
come
a
on.
very
Come on now,
suspicious-
Mr. Baker. Mr. Baker. Now, I know are you one of those people that think everybody is the ops?
Nah, I just don't trust bald-headed people. And
Conspiracy brother number 1.
Okay, so you're telling me you finding out in real time, you're engaging with law enforcement, you see this gentleman leave, he probably, one of
Yeah.
these? Okay.
No, it was more like,
And-
and he pulled a ninja move. He looked around with eyes big, and he threw down a cloud of smoke, and I didn't see him no more.
Okay. You then hear from him, though, later that night, correct?
No, the next morning.
The next morning. This is when this text comes.
Yes.
So let's read this into evidence. Okay, hi, Van. I know last night was crazy, but I am owed $1,600, so he came straight with it.
Yep.
You should check the contract. You did not fulfill your part of the agreement. You say, how was I going to perform when the cops raided the bar? this is how the business works. You say, unbelievable, I can't believe you'd scam me like this. So you believe you were scammed?
Yeah.
Tell me why.
Because he's a scammer. He don't finish anything.
Because he's bald-headed? Why is he a
Look at his
scammer?
beard. He didn't even finish that. So how is he? And then I'm telling you, like, he never made direct contact. He never, like, talked to me. So I feel like he's hiding something.
Oh,
I
after the
really feel
whole
like he
incident.
went behind the bar, called the cops.
This young man is very emotional. I understand that he's young and he's green to the profession, but I gave him an opportunity that was a professional opportunity. He was around an atmosphere where he could grow, as I discussed with him.
Okay, let's get to that. Have there been any more bookings since the
Oh,
infamous
yeah.
night
I've
in
had 3
Palmdale?
bookings since then, as I told him, and they all went off without a hitch.
Sir, about how much did you spend on gas going from Los Angeles to Palmdale, round trip?
Oh, I'd put about $35, $40 in there.
Okay, so you did about that. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm going to do. I'm actually prepared to rule in this matter. Mr. Baker, I do feel that you are a professional. I respect the fact that you came to work. And also, this case turns on something called foreseeability, okay? How foreseeable is it that the circumstances that ultimately took place were anticipated, okay? Unfortunately, it's this thing called life, Mr. Baker, and it happens. And Mr. Miles and yourself were caught up in some circumstances unforeseen for either of you. I have to construe the contract in the way that it was written. You were to be paid. I believe this man was going to pay you. He looked like he got a couple dollars. I think you were going to get your $1,600 cash after your 20-minute performance, which unfortunately wasn't happened because of no fault of yours, but I can't hold this man at fault either, sir. It was an unforeseeable circumstance. But I do believe you spent your hard-earned gas money to go out to Palmdale. The court rules in favor of the plaintiff for the tune of $50. If you want the other, go ahead and keep performing. That's my ruling.
Judge Eboni has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $50.
When you scam, you get scammed. Karma don't sleep.
One thing I would say to everybody is if you're in this business, it is important to read the fine print and evaluate the contract before you sign it.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
Her decision to run another illegal sublet without your consent on you. But I do want you to see how your actions set in motion some decision-making that landed you both on the street.
Closed captioning provided by This is Equal Justice. Jordana Hicks claims that while she was away, her roommate booked a short-term rental in their apartment, which got them evicted. Stacy Driscoll says she didn't think Ms. Hicks would mind since they'd done it before.
Ladies, I've got Jordana Hicks here as my plaintiff, Stacy Driscoll as my defendant. Ms. Hicks, I see you are suing for $1,195. Tell us why you're in court today.
Pretty much the situation is my former roommate, Stacy, she sublet the apartment without me being informed of it, and it turned into us being evicted. I was gone for a week. I had no idea that was happening, so I'm just suing to get payment back for the money that it costs, to move, which it's not cheap, especially in this economy, and then the half of what she got when she sublet the apartment.
How long had you been living with the defendant here?
We have been roommates for about 2 years.
About 2 years as roommates. And had it gone pretty well up until this point?
Yes, ma'am. I would have to say we were pretty good friends, I would say. Maybe not best friends, but definitely good friends.
You leave for a week for what reason?
So I am a lead singer in a band, and we got a great gig. It was like a 3-day city spot tour. So I was gone for just a week.
For work, basically?
Yes, pretty much.
You're saying that you're suing her for moving expenses. Do you have any offer of evidence to the court?
Yes, ma'am, of course.
Okay, you can give that folder to Elijah,
Thank you,
my
sir.
bailiff. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's see what we got here. You paid $600 for several boxes and actually one moving fee. That's part of the money you want, but you also want, looks like this was the listing for your actual apartment.
Yes, ma'am.
So how'd that feel?
So I'm gonna be completely honest. We have sublet our apartment before.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
And here, you put this up when you knew she would be away, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And how many days did you get a renter?
A week. Yeah.
So you got a full week's worth of money.
Closed captioning provided by This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with the case of Jordana Hicks, who blames her roommate, Stacy Driscoll, for their eviction.
Y'all used to do a little shady business and sublet an apartment that you
Yes,
both
ma'am.
knew.
Yes.
That was the, yes, we both were in agreement on subleasing this apartment. So when I did it, I honestly didn't think anything twice of it. I didn't think it was bad just because we've done it before.
But here's the question, ma'am, and you guys had done it, you said several times before, and
Yes,
each time
ma'am.
you guys had split the profits, though, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and here, you put this up when you knew she would be away, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And how many days did you get a renter?
A week, yeah.
So you got a full week's worth of money.
$1,195, the same amount I'm getting
That's
sued
what
for.
she's asking for.
Yeah.
Okay. Are y'all in some kind of financial dire straits? What
Yes,
is this?
this is
yeah.
the whole reason.
Please give me some
that
reason, because this is
I
very
did
broke
this.
behavior, ma'am. Go
It
ahead.
started 3 weeks before we were evicted, when her band got this gig for a couple days. So they started practicing 24/7 in our
bit of
apartment.
exaggeration.
Okay, hold on
in our
now.
apartment,
Okay.
24/7, and her band was in the basement, so I could hear everything.
Okay.
And I'm a sales representative,
Okay.
so I'm always.
What do you sell, ma'am?
I sell clothes.
Okay.
And yeah,
What, you sell on OnlyFans or something? Why you
Yeah.
being all quiet?
maybe
Yeah.
a little. Maybe a little.
Really?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I know
If
judgment.
I could,
you
I
know.
would. If I had the looks
Oh,
for
yeah,
it.
you do have the looks. Anybody got the looks. Even
Thank
Elijah got
you.
the looks.
I agree with that. Thank
yeah,
you,
okay.
thank you.
So anyway, you sell, and sounds like
and-
you're getting to the suggestion that her band and the noise was getting in the way
Yes,
of
ma'am.
your ability
Even
to
so
sell.
much, I do have some
Offer that
documents
to
to
Elijah,
give. Yeah.
please. Thank you.
As you can see in this, there's an email from my boss, Rob.
Thank you,
And he was basically telling me I had to stop working during the day and have to only work at night now.
Judge Eboni's verdict when equal justice returns. Promotional consideration provided by This is Equal Justice.
Starting Monday, you will be starting on the night shift due to your unavailability to work the day shift.
Yes.
Why is your boss Rob saying you can't work
Because
days?
clients have called into my work saying it's too loud, too noisy, we can't communicate.
Her band and their noise is interfering with your ability to effectively work daytime hours.
Yes, ma'am.
Your boss is saying, instead of firing you, I'm just going to switch you to night,
Yes, ma'am.
and that's reducing your pay.
Yes.
So I'm not going to blame her decision to run another illegal sublet without
Thank
your
you.
consent on you. But I do want you to see how your actions set in motion some decision making that landed you both on the street.
Thank you.
I don't need your help, ma'am. Thank you very much. Okay, but you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, this is what I am going to do. I think the half the sublet fee is a no-brainer. Of course, you get half, and so I'm going to make you eat your moving expenses. With that said, we'll cut this thing in half. I'm going to rule in favor of the plaintiff, but only for your half of the sublet fee. I will give the plaintiff one half of your demand. That is my ruling.
Judge Eboni has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. Defendant is ordered to pay $597.50.
I just hope that you become more supportive of people that are in situations like this, and maybe not go behind someone's back again.
I'm just happy I won't have to hear your music again, and good luck trying to pay rent next month.
Okay, you've had your day in court. Please follow me.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.